Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and Happy New Year's Day. 1-1-2025. Now, as toxic as the work environment is in most jobs, not just in America, but overseas, but look at all the toxic team building traits that they're doing in China. I pray to God I am thankful that I work in a hospital dealing with other people's lives, because we can't do none of this goofy shit. It's just too many politics involved because we're union employees at that too. The average person is not a union employee, which means they face a lot of bullying and harassment, and they have nobody to stick up for them. If they don't like what's going on, leave. We don't need you. But anyway, let's check out what's going on in China on the job. Let's go.
Recently, an employee from a company in China's Dalian city posted on social media stating the company brought in someone from outside to conduct team building training, and we were required to perform fire eating. There were other activities too, involving nails and such. No one was allowed to take leave. Participation was
Walking across hot coal. Man, these top executives that run these companies are the biggest weirdos. And I'm not talking about just over there. I'm talking about in general. Like these guys, these executives that are in control, the CEOs and everything, they have a lot of they go through a lot of weird side traumas. And they take it out on whoever they put in their companies to work for them.
mandatory. Is this even legal?
Hell
Where can I
nah.
report this? The employee has been working at a company in Dalian for less than a year. Explained that the company's main business is online education. In early December, the company organized a 2-day team building training event with 60 participants. On the first day, the employees were divided into 6 groups to get acquainted, perform, and demonstrate the belief to the company that our team must win. Our team must make money. The second morning featured fire eating training, where the host instructed employees to light cotton swabs and place them in their mouths. According to the employee, most people followed instructions and completed the fire eating, while a few did not. She initially did not want to participate, but was forced to because the company mandated everyone's involvement, fearing.
And see, this is the thing that pisses me off. These young people spent all this money and got into debt going to school just to work for these people, just to work in fear and tell them that if they don't do this, they're afraid of retaliation. It's just sad.
During retaliation, the employee did not disclose the company's name.
Of course not.
It is reported that fire eating has become a standard activity for some companies specializing in team building, claiming it helps overcome psychological fears, boost confidence, and prepare participants for tough challenges.
But as I think about it, this reminds me of the Jackson 5. And to anybody that's watching this in a foreign country, I thank you. But everybody knows Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is known around the world. RIP to him. But basically, this is pretty much what went on in his household. Torture. His father beat that talent into him, and he became the biggest pop star of all time. But will you become the greatest employee of all time by accepting torture from upper management? Hell no. You're just a statistic. You're a statistic at best. You're average at best. Bullied on the job.
The company's fire eating activity has sparked widespread debate online. Some users question whether the activity was essentially a compliance test, with one saying they would quit immediately. Others recall similar experiences, admitting they were terrified but felt compelled to participate.
Yeah.
Others criticize the practice, saying whoever came up with this probably has issues and just wants to exert authority by making you suffer. Bizarre team-building exercises have been on the rise in China, ranging from circus-like performances to increasing outlandish ideas beyond people's imagination. One such company activity titled No Laughing, Whoever
Whoa.
Laughs Gets Smeared, recently surfaced. In a video, a female employee in white cuts open a papaya, revealing a note inside that reads 1,573 yuan in cash. Everyone maintains a stern expression, but another employee in black, seemingly with a low tolerance for humor, struggles to hold back laughter. The
Oh.
woman in white proceeds to open a red envelope handed to her, pulls out the 1,573 yuan, and waves it around. As expected, the woman in black, who laughed first, gets smeared with cream. Later, she takes her turn, cutting open a melon to find a note that says, "Cluck like a chicken." She holds back for 3 seconds but eventually bursts into laughter, earning her a second round of smearing. The woman in black, unwilling to give up, stubbornly mimics a chicken clucking, hoping to make others laugh. However, she couldn't hold back her own laughter and ended up being smeared for the 4th, 5th, and 6th times. This time, she wasn't alone. Another female colleague beside her also burst into laughter and got smeared, while the rest of the group tried their best to keep straight faces. Next, the third woman stepped up, wearing a look of steely determination. She picked up a large melon, sliced it open, and pulled out the slip inside. It read, "Bark like a dog."
Oh boy.
Then came the fourth participant, who cut open an unknown fruit and unfolded a note that read, "Black-faced bandit," which is a character from a Chinese novel. The poor woman had her face covered in black soot, and the
Ooh.
video encouraged viewers to watch the rest for themselves.
What the hell?
This team-building activity caused a sensation online. Next, let's look at another company's team-building activity. The host repeatedly instructs, "No hands allowed." You can rub against the floor, the chair, or each other. As the music starts, 3 male employees begin their task, performing the bare-handed underwear challenge. In another event, participants played a game of catching flour with playing cards. The final contestant sneezed, sending flour flying everywhere, while the previous activities leaned toward lowbrow
This is some weirdo shit. You feel me? Whew.
humor and entertainment. The next team-building exercise seemed to be driven by personal grudges. This activity, from a foot massage parlor in Bachang, Kunshan, took things to a new level. Their idea of team building involved heading to someone else's orchard after work to steal grapes. Police surveillance footage captured the scene. Each person carried a lot. They looked well dressed, drove decent cars, and walked away casually while chatting and laughing. In the end, all suspects were detained. A person recently shared their opinion on the increasingly absurd trend of corporate team building activities, resonating with many.
团建为什么那么招人讨厌？
Why is team building so popular? In most companies, it's a workplace cancer. Not only does it take away your rest time instead of work hours, but you're also not allowed to skip it. Think about it. You wake up early on the weekend, groggy, rush to the office, and get taken out to the outskirts of town. A team building coach splits you into groups with unfamiliar colleagues and makes you play childish games like three-legged races.
Keyword, made you. Well, I mean, they made you because you were afraid of losing that job, and then you had to explain to your family why you got let go. This is some military type stuff. I can see this happening in the military, but not on a regular damn job. Come on now.
Even minors would find it embarrassing. The workplace is already full of pretenses, and now you're forced to act close with coworkers you don't even like. Isn't that exhausting?
And that's another thing. Now, see, I know this is China, but in Japan, it's a known culture to go out drinking happy hour with your boss and your colleagues. And that's a common tactic here in the West, too. A lot of people in the West, the work culture, the tech culture, a lot of them go out in groups. They go to the strip clubs or just nightclubs in general. They go out to nightlife together and have drinks. have a bunch of pretty girls, whether these colleagues are married or not. They're having a good time out, a night on the town. There's a lot of drinking, alcohol involved, a lot of stupid shit's gonna happen. You get it. But see, in the West, you don't have to do that. But a lot of people tend to get wrapped up in it anyway. And most people don't like their coworkers. A lot of people complain about their coworkers. It's just a lot of gossiping and backstabbing. And I prefer not to participate in that. Yeah, that's...
In the evening, your boss and coworkers pressure you to drink several glasses of baijiu, and
Baijiu.
you can't refuse for fear of being labeled antisocial. Finally, you drag your tired, intoxicated body home on the subway. When you check your phone, you see the boss has posted a group photo from the team building event. In the picture, a group of equally fake smiling coworkers gather around the boss. The post is flooded with insecure likes and compliments from your colleagues. You realize that tomorrow you have to drag your drained self to work early. You feel like quitting, but reality sinks in, so you give the post a like anyway. The essence of team building is to strengthen emotional bonds among employees, ultimately improving efficiency. It shouldn't burden.
Okay, now this is okay. I think it's important to stay fit and to challenge yourself every now and then, physically and mentally, just as long as it's not really humiliating to where you have all your colleagues laughing at you. Because see, they say your coworkers are not your friends, but you tend to build relationships with them outside of your household, and you'll spend more time around your colleagues, especially if you're doing a lot of overtime. So you'll see your colleagues more than you will your bloodline family. So you kind of accidentally become family, whether you like it or not. But it's just up to you whether you want to participate with them off the clock or not. But in most Asian cultures, people really do fear being labeled on a social term. So that's why a lot of people deal with this over there.
Staff. It should cater to their needs and definitely not take away their rest time. Low-cost team building only amplifies negative feelings. The money spent on these events would be better used as employees' benefits.
Yeah.
As a boss, when you look at the group photo, have you ever wondered what your employees are truly thinking behind those forced smiles? As Chinese New Year approaches, many companies are ramping up their team building activities. A few years ago, a female employee in Hangzhou was fired for refusing to dance. That incident has resurfaced and sparked widespread debate. On the evening of December 24, 2024, Jimu News reported that Ms. Wang, a 36-year-old beautician at a health management company in Hangzhou, was dismissed in January 2021 after working 12 hours straight. Ms. Wang finished her shift at 9 p.m. However, her supervisor wouldn't let her leave, citing an urgent company annual meeting that required dance practice. Exhausted and caught off guard by the lack of prior notice, Ms. Wang went home instead. The branch manager reported this to higher-ups, who seized the opportunity to question the team's dance preparation in the company WeChat group. Ms. Wang voiced her concern, suggesting, at the very least, arrangements should be made in advance. If this continues, people will collapse from exhaustion. The manager sarcastically replied, "You're so smart. We should learn from you. We're slow learners, but don't worry, we'll practice by ourselves." Ms. Wang responded, "Passive-aggressive comments aren't helpful." The next day, Ms. Wang was summoned by the branch manager, who gave her two options: stay at the current branch or transfer to another location. Regardless of the choice, she was told to follow orders without complaint.
And see, here's another thing. When it comes to female colleagues, a lot of them end up being victims of sexual harassment, sexual favors, under the desk type favors, if you know what I mean.
And refrained from speaking in the group chat. Feeling helpless, Miss Wang chose to resign. Unexpectedly, after Miss Wang resigned, the company issued a surprising termination notice outlining 3 reasons for her dismissal. 1. Irresponsibility towards customers, leaving midway during a service because her shift had ended. 2. Complaining about the annual meeting rehearsal, refusing to comply with company arrangements, and confronting the branch manager in the group chat. 3. A daily work attitude inconsistent with company behavioral standards. Ms. Wang felt powerless, questioning why a formal termination notice was issued despite her voluntary resignation. Determined to fight back, she began collecting evidence to pursue labor arbitration. She contended that employees' dismissals should adhere to legal standards, raising doubts about the fairness of being fired for refusing to dance. Wang questioned whether after-hours dance rehearsals constituted part of her official duties or were merely optional activities.
Well, I'll say this. Every single person in this shot is in shape. I don't see any Teletubbies. Nah. Great physical form. Eating right. This is from drinking water, exercising, and not eating a lot of processed foods. So less Starbucks, less soda, more water, and just drinking actual real juice might keep you like this for a long time. But anyway,
activities imposed by the company. The issue trended on December 25th, 2024. Some people speculated the renowned attention stemmed from a possible arbitration result, though Chinese media reports did not mention any such outcome. Others pointed out that a labor contract isn't a slave contract. Companies cannot hold the power of life and death over employees just because of a piece of paper. In recent years, as China's economy continues to slow down, many team-building activities have deviated from their original purpose and turned into traps for layoffs.
这是我听过最炸裂、最有效的裁员方式。那个武汉设计院的一个院长。
This is the most brutal and effective layoff method I've ever heard of. A director at a design institute in Wuhan wanted to lay off staff without paying severance, so he took his team to a karaoke bar for team building, followed by soliciting prostitutes. Then he reported himself, leading to the entire team's arrest.
What?
The company used the illegal activity as grounds to lay off employees at zero cost. Some team-building activities have even devolved into cover for harassment and unspoken rules. A few months ago, Mao Qi, the Chinese Communist Party secretary of Wanyan County, Jiangxi Province, was dismissed after being publicly accused of sexually assaulting a female subordinate. Shortly after, a video of Mao engaging in a special team-building activity with female subordinates surfaced on social media.
Straight up perv. Look at this damn pervert. And see, a lot of these guys that work in these companies higher up, it seems like the higher up they get in these organizations, the more of their pervert ways come out. He's rolling over all these breasts and ass as a conveyor belt. I mean, he probably got the boner of his life, but damn. This ain't right, fam. This ain't right. You can't do this shit in America. At least you can't put it on social media, no. But it seems like they use social media over there to just humiliate the hell out you. Damn.
The footage shows around a dozen women lying on the ground in a row, forming a human conveyor belt. Mao lies on top of them, face up, with his arms and legs outstretched. As the women roll together in one direction, Mao's body is carried over from one end to the other, resembling luggage on an airport conveyor belt.
Now, a true pervert would have been turned around. He should have been turned around the other way. And his third leg, that would have woke up his third. Yeah, you would have felt it.
Speaking of the CCP's culture of corruption and promiscuity, societal moral decay has become increasingly shocking. Recently, a viral incident on Douyin revealed that senior executives at Li Huayi, a large pharmaceutical company in Shandong, were part of an internal wife-swapping group, leading to a mass outbreak of HIV within the company. Reports suggest around 200 people were infected.
Well, it sounds like they weren't using protection. You got all these people mysteriously all of a sudden with HIV from wife swapping. Damn perverts don't wear no condoms. Yeah, this should be a lesson to the weirdos that's trying to do everything with these prostitutes without no protection.
The Chinese authorities have not issued any public statements to refute the rumors, but have instead resorted to censoring the news. Currently, related videos and posts on Chinese social media have largely been deleted, leaving only a few ambiguous comments from people. Many uninformed users are still asking, what exactly happened? Li Huayi Group, based in Lijian County in Shandong Province, is a large petrochemical enterprise with assets exceeding 100 billion yuan.
Damn.
It ranked 186th in the 2024 list of China's top 500 enterprises. According to online sources, the incident began with a local police crackdown on prostitution. During routine medical examinations of those arrested, HIV was detected. Authorities subsequently traced social connections based on prostitution records, leading to the discovery of widespread HIV infections among Li Huayi employees. The investigation ultimately traced the outbreak to a woman in her 20s, reportedly a traffic police officer in Lijian County. Rumors suggest that this female officer, described as young and attractive, deliberately engaged in promiscuous relationships after contracting HIV. She allegedly participated in local wife-swapping circles, which included Li Huayi employees. Reports claim that Li Huayi had internal wife-swapping groups and that sexual misconduct was rampant within the company, with many employees also soliciting prostitutes. This eventually triggered a massive HIV outbreak, affecting employees, their spouses, and local sex workers. People have shared that similar incidents occurred at other companies, with investigations eventually leading to higher-level units, though the cases were ultimately left unresolved. Some online commenters highlighted the alarming nature of the situation. Even if all infected individuals are identified, the authorities may protect their identities under the guise of preventing discrimination.
And basically what they're saying is it's going to get swept under the rug. They're not going to push this out 100%. Yeah, a lot of this is going to get thrown out in the court. What a waste of time. But yeah, you damn perverts should have wore protection.
Leaving the public unaware of the potential risk. Others commented that the CCP's ideology of shared wives and collective immorality is the root of all evil in the world today, suggesting that the wife-swapping team-building practices originate from the CCP itself.
Wow. The fuckery that people deal with in their day-to-day jobs. These are normally Monday through Friday type jobs. Jesus. Oh, man. So what are the future of these corporations that everybody dies to work for? I mean, this is why people want to work from home and they refuse to go back to the office. Shit like that. It's less harassment, but you're still micromanaged because they're keeping an eye on your keystrokes. David, you only hit 3 keystrokes within the last 30 minutes. What's the problem? Do you need more training? Yeah. So you've been paying attention to the lesson on your screen, but you haven't been typing. Whatever. Anyway, this is Kyle Lavelle. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching.